All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Skill Up Show. It's a beautiful Monday afternoon. How is everyone doing? Good afternoon, good afternoon. My name is Maribeth Shima. I am the founder of the Parenting Through Mentorship Academy and PTM Resources. Welcome to the Skill Up Show, that show where we give you practical approach, tools, and strategies that you can take and apply in your parenting journey per week and then go ahead and kill it. Are you with me? Are you watching me right now? If you are, please let me know where you are joining me from. Let me know where you are right now. I am streaming live from the capital city of Nigeria. I am streaming live from Abuja. Where are you joining me from? And then if you are on Facebook or on YouTube, please let me know that you are with me right now. All right, let me know you're with me right now and let me know what platform you are joining me on. Now, if you are on YouTube, it's a great time to subscribe to our channel. If you are not on the channel, if you've not subscribed to the channel already, go ahead and subscribe. If you're on Facebook, it's a great time to tag a friend who needs to be here. Okay, go ahead and tag a friend. Go ahead and tag a friend who needs to be here right now. We're talking about how we can skill up our young children, our preteens, so that they become ready for their teenage years. Okay, this is the time to do it. If you're not skilling up your 6, 7-year-old, your 10-year-old, 12-year-old, 13-year-old, by the time they become teenagers, when they begin to move from 13 to 14, when they are autonomous. At that point where your children are autonomous, your children are aware of who they are. Hormones are raging. They understand what they want. Then you realize that you start having difficulties as a parent. You begin to log heads with your children. You are constantly fighting. You're constantly disagreeing. You don't understand me. You will not understand. You know, those kind of comments. No, we don't want to have it, because if you look deeply as a parent, you will realize the reason behind all those squabbles and all those conflicts between you and your teenager is because your teenager isn't skilled. It's the truth. I mean, take a minute and think about it. Take a minute and think about it. Why we invite those who need to be here. On YouTube, please, can you share the link? Okay, on YouTube, on Facebook, can you tag someone who needs to be here? While you're doing that, please take a minute and think about it. Why do you think that parents have conflict with their teenagers? Why do you think that parents do not understand their teenagers, or their teenagers do not understand them? Just think about it. One, give me 3 reasons. If you're here in the comments, 3 reasons why you think, if you're a parent of a teenager or you have friends and family members who have teenagers, just give me 3 things that causes a lot of their problems. I'm waiting for that while we tag those who need to be here. Okay, go ahead and think and tag those who need to be here and share the link with those who need to be here. Okay, are you thinking? Are you thinking? All right, are we there? All right, so if you have thought about this now, then can you share with me why you think, okay, share with me in the comments why you think that parents have issues with. Okay. All right, so if you're here with me right now, so go ahead and share with me why you think that parents usually have issues have challenges or have all the struggles with their teenagers, I am very interested in knowing this right now. Now, look at it. Let me give you some of the reasons why parents will have issues, or some of the things that come up in parent-teenager relationship. Usually, your teenager is probably sleeping too long, right? Your teenager is sleeping too long, and the teenager is not waking up early to come and support you, or is not waking up early enough to do any chores in the house. You will find there is conflict when this happens. Okay. Another time is your teenager does not put other people into consideration when they are doing things. So what I hear a lot of parents with teenagers, okay, what I hear is you're always selfish. You're not thinking about people. You're constantly thinking about yourself. Okay. If you go back and look at the root of it, it's because the teenager is not skilled in this area. The teenager has not been taught, or the teenager has not been allowed to practice, how to think about other people, or how to be there for other people. All right. Sometimes you come in and the parent is really upset. I left this thing like this. Nobody did anything about it. Do I have to tell you everything? And blah, 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 blah. And you see, these are the issues that parents have with their teenagers a lot of the times. So if you go down to the root, you will realize it's because our young children or our teenagers are not skilled many times. So when you don't skill your children up, you will have to deal with a lot of challenges. Hi, it's good to have you. If you are joining me, please don't just join us. Let us know you are here, and let me know where you are joining me from. All right. I said earlier, my name is Maribeth Chima, and I am the founder of the Parenting Through Mentorship community. This is the Skill Up Challenge, where we come and we give you tips on particular things or particular skills that you can teach your young children per week. So you can introduce that skill right into your home that week. And that's why this show is on Monday. The show, it's deliberate that the show is on Monday, because our goal is that you take this skill and then it gives you something to do for the week. It gives you a skill to focus on with your child for the week. And when I talk about your child, I'm talking about your young child, your 6-year-old, 7-year-old, 8-year-old, your 11, 12, 13-year-old. And then for your teenagers that already are struggling or have these gaps already have these gaps, you can apply this with them also. So take this skill, these are tips, and then apply them immediately in your home. If you want more than that, then join us at the mastermind, where we support you and we help you do, a lot of the job with you and your teenager. So today we're talking about how we can teach excellence as a skill. This is a 3-part series. So in the next 3 weeks, we're going to be talking about this. In the next 3 episodes, we're going to be talking about this because it is really broad. But today we're looking at it from a general perspective, okay? Holistically. How can you teach your child excellence? Okay? So let's start by trying to, do a layman kind of definition for excellence. Now, the Skill Up show is supposed to be as basic as possible, so that you're not breaking or cracking your head about, what was she talking about? Should I go and check? No, we're not doing Google here. We are doing practicals. We're doing what's going on in your home, in your African home, in your Asian home, because hey, our struggles as parents are dynamic. Okay, it's the same struggle, whether it's in the north, in the south, east, or west. It's the same challenges that we have. All right. Now, in a layman way, trying to define what excellence is. Excellence, I put it that it is simply, the simplest definition is developing the habit to do things the best way that they should be done, whether or not you are applauded or whether or not you are rewarded. You just do this thing because it is the right thing to do, and you do it to the best of your ability. Now, when you are able to do this, we say excellence is a goal for you. Excellence should be a code in every home. Put that down. As a parent, excellence should be the code in your home. Your children should be introduced to the word, to the virtue, to the value of excellence as soon as they can understand a thing. Okay? And that simply means that right from when your children are little babies, you are already talking about excellence when you are working with your children. I hope if you are a toddler parent, you don't say, oh, this show is not for me. No, this show is also for you as a toddler parent. As I usually like to say, you don't go to war on the day of war. You go to war before you go to, you prepare, sorry, you don't prepare for war on the day of war. Hi, Dr. Omala, good to see you. You don't prepare for war on the day of war. You prepare before war, isn't it? So yes, even if you are a toddler parent, this show is for you because, hey, we are equipping you so that you have all this arsenal, okay, and you're putting it right there in your toolbox. Dr. Omela will tell you all about this. She knows how to equip her toolbox. Even I am learning from her how to equip the toolbox. So equip that toolbox even before your child gets to that level because, hey, you will need it. Yes, so you will need it, dear toddler parents. All right. So yes, excellence, as I was trying to define, I said is your child or anybody at all, the ability to do things in the best way that you can do it. Okay, in the best way that it should be done. Okay, not just you don't use your standard, because if you're going to use your standard all the time, you would realize that the days that you are tired, excellence becomes the tired version of you. The day that you don't feel like it, excellence becomes no. Excellence is a standard, the best way that it should be done. Okay, now being able to do things the best way that it should be done, whether or not you will be rewarded for it, or whether or not someone is there. So for children, the best way to teach them about excellence is to ask them this question constantly: did you do your very best? And if God is, will God be happy with you? All right. It's that just works it. That just does it for a child. Okay. All the time you ask them, are you done? All right. Amazing. Now, did you do your very best at this? Yes, mommy. If God were to ask you right now, would God be happy with you? Yes, mommy. And that's it. Make your children come to that consciousness as early as possible in their lives. So yes, excellence is something you introduce from when your children are infants. So yes, you are changing their diaper and you are speaking with them. Oh, mommy will have to wipe you really well because I really want you to be very clean and all of that. When you finish, tell the child, okay, so mommy's going to take this and put it right in the trash. Now, here we go. Lift the child up and walk the child to the trash. Or if the child is right there, lift the trash and say, now we're going to put it right there. Make fun, make it fun, make it, just make it fun and all of that. Let this language, let this rich language, let this excellence be what your child see you do every time. Do not throw it in the trash one day. The next day you leave it on the bed. The next time your child is playing with the diaper because somehow you left it there. When you do things like this, you do not teach your children excellence, okay? You are modeling wrongly. Now, excellence is a very tricky virtue for parents to teach because, hey, it's so sad that even those who are supposed to be teaching excellence in many cases are not even excellent. So it becomes really tricky, or it becomes really very difficult as a parent to teach excellence, okay? So it's not as easy as it sounds. Oh, teach your children to be excellent. Teach them to put their very best, to put their best foot out. That's how we put it in my home. So in my home, excellence is one of our family values. Okay. And we put it this way. We put our best foot out every time. So when the children come home, or when the children have done something, or after they come home after a test, I say to them, how did it go today? And they say, oh, fine. And then I ask them, what did you do? Did you put your best foot out? Or sometimes you will hear them say, oh, well, mommy, it went well. I actually put my best foot out. So basically, at all times, let children know that to be excellent is to put their best foot out. To be excellent is to do it the very best way that it is meant to be done. Sometimes they won't feel like it. Sometimes they won't want it. Sometimes they won't like it. Sometimes they may just be tired. But excellence requires that you put your best foot, and that you do the best you can in every situation. And then how do you know that this is fine? By asking yourself, if God were to ask me today, or if God were to be here, can see God right now, would God be happy with me? Would God be proud of me? Okay, there is a way that I do this with my children, and I'll remind them every time. I say to them, when God created the heavens and the earth, did you see what he did? We always go back to Genesis in a lot of things that we do with the children. Okay, did you see how God created the earth? He created the first on the first day. He concentrated, he focused on what he wanted to create on the first day. He gave it his whole attention. He put his best foot out. He stayed in there, and then he did a good job. At the end of the day, before God left or before God rested for the next day, God asked himself, is this good? And then God looked at it and God said, it is good. And evening came, morning came the next day. So you see, God did not, God in his majesty, God in his majesty and in his divineness did not just wake up and say, you know something, I'm just going to fold my leg, everything, boom, 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 it's good. And then we move on. No, it took his time every day. He had a plan. He went with that plan. He dealt with that plan. And then he worked it out. And then he looked at it and he said, it was good. So as a parent, if you are going to teach your children excellence, then you need to understand that there are principles. There are principles, and the best principle that you can use, or the best principle that you can employ, is go back, if you're a Christian, go back to the Bible and use that whole part when God created the heavens and the earth and all that is in it. Okay? If you have other religion, I'm sure there is something in your religion that also captures this area where God was creating, God was creating the earth and creating, all that is within it. Okay, very, very important. Okay, now also use verses like this to speak with your children. Ecclesiastes chapter 9 says that whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might. Okay, whatever your hands find to do it with all your might. So you want to say to your children, whatever you are given to do, whatever your hands find to do, sweetheart, you have to do it with all your might. You have to give it your everything. Now, sometimes you are tired. It is okay to say, you know something, I'm tired right now. Can I take a break and come back to it? Let your children, raise your children not to be pressured. Raise them not to be pressured to finish everything at that time if they are genuinely tired. Let them know that there is the place of rest. But hey, it is better to give out an excellent result or an excellent outcome, okay, after you have rested, than for you to do things haphazardly because you are tired. Please create that room for your children. I say to the parents that I work with, I say to the children in the mastermind program, I say to them, sometimes you don't have to do everything at that particular time. Now, my son left his room today. He was in such a hurry this morning. He couldn't make his bed. Okay, he couldn't make his bed. His pajamas is right there on his bed. But he left because he knows that it's not a big, it's okay. I would not penalize him and I would not be angry with him that he did not do all that. Now, the housekeeper has come and she has done her job, but she knows not to touch his bed or touch his stuff because he needs to come back, identify these things and be able to, make that correction. So no, I'm not going to put him under pressure and be like, oh, how do you think you can go to school? No, there's no need for shouting. There's no need for screaming. Sometimes we can teach our children excellence without all that pressure and all that I want it now and I want it now and I want it now. It's okay. The child is in a hurry. The child needs to be excellent. He needs to get to school early, isn't it? He's done his best and somehow he just couldn't come around to doing this for some reason. Okay, that's fine. Cut them some slacks, okay? Give them that allowance. Now, the problem or the challenge will be when the child comes back from school and the child does not fix their mistake. When the child comes in and the child goes right there and the child, ignores it. Now, these are the things that you the likely thing that you will see when our son comes back from school. He will come back from school and he will look at his bed and he will go like, oh geez, I'm tired, but let me just lie down for a bit. And he will say to me, Mommy, I'll lie down for a bit, but I'll fix my bed afterwards. I would also cut him that slack and let him, provided he can push those things to the corner and then lie down. And then when he gets up, because he's tired from school, he's tired, okay? So after resting, then he makes his bed and that is just okay. Provided provided you don't have the whole room scattered like a madhouse, right? Just push them in the corner and then come back and clear up. And that is just fine. Let's not put our children under, undue pressure. Okay, I'm going to give you 5 tips, because you remember that the Skill Up Show is it's a short show where we come in and we give you tips that you can take and run with. But we have the mastermind program. In the mastermind program, we practically walk your journey with you. We introduce these skills to your children, and then your children are with us for a whole year. It's a subscription program where you pay for a whole year, and every month we are introducing different skills. We stay with your children. We work on those skills. We have coaches coming to teach them. We have the children have their own conversations. We have the children set goals for themselves. We have them create plans for those goals and then work towards those goals and report what they are able to achieve every day in the mastermind. And we're able to encourage them, give them strategies to do things better, raise the bar for them, keep raising the bar for them. And then as the children practice this thing every day, you find that with time, it becomes a part of them, because the whole idea, the vision behind the mastermind is to help children become self-sufficient. We want children to be able to take initiatives on their own. We want children who do not just come to learn so that they can take, as Dr. Mola put it, people who come and they are involved in the process. We want parents who understand the process and understand that excellence is built in a process. Okay, excellence is built over time. Okay, and it's built with consistency. Now, we have found out that one of the biggest challenge that parents have is the ability to be consistent. And because we don't want to take cane and beat you up and down the place, you have your challenges. We say to you, you know something, let's partner with you. Let's be your body. Let's be your your accountability partner. And in doing that, we also want to work with the children, because we do well. We are great at working with the children. So you know something, your children are getting, it's like bumper to bumper. You are here supporting them. We're here supporting them. Tell me, the children in the mastermind are on a journey. I mean, the process these children are going through is just amazing. You're supporting them. We're supporting them. They are supporting themselves. The effect is multiple, if you understand what I'm talking about. But hey, you can take the skill, apply them, and try and do your best until you can get into the mastermind, where we can also support you. All right. So we're going to look at 5 of them immediately. 5 things that you need to do. Number 1, you need to make your children understand the why behind everything that they do. Everything that your children have to do. Is it their schoolwork? Is it doing stuff at home? Is it their personal goals? Is it their is it on their work towards finding their purpose? Is it in supporting their friends? Is it in supporting you as a parent? Is it in supporting the family? Is it in how they look? Is it in what they eat? Whatever it is, in what area you want your child to be excellent at, you must give them reasons. You must help them see reasons. More like, you must help them see the reason behind. Okay, so a great way to do reason is, as I said, you can take them back to your beliefs. Take them back to your beliefs and let them gather the why, from their faith, from their spirituality, and, from what God says. If you are not leading your children to God as a parent, then there is work to be done. You need to connect your children with God and help them begin to find a personal relationship with God, where the word of God becomes a standard for them. When they have the word of God, when you have the word of God as a standard or as a support in your parenting, you find that there is something that you can point your children to, okay, that can influence your children in a way that you cannot influence them. The Holy Spirit will influence your children in a way that even you cannot even dare come close. But then again, how would your Holy Spirit influence your children if you have not helped your children find the Holy Spirit? So that's why you have to help your children find God, know God, love God. Your children need to love God enough to want to do the right thing. And then you can point them back to the word of God and walk away. Okay, so you want a peaceful, I don't know about you. See, one of my goals in life, one of my goals in my parenting is to rest. I am one of those parents. I tell my children, I say to them, do you know something? I am one of those mommies. I am one of those mommies that do not plan, right, to lay her whole life on the floor because she's raising children. No, I'm not. I'm one of those mommies that does not plan not to have a life, not to live a life, not to pursue her purpose just because she's raising children. Because that thing, some of these things that we say as parents, I'm doing it for my children. I'm doing it. You lay your whole life. You forget everything. You forget everything. I'm doing my children. I'm doing my children. Some of those things that we say, it's just excuses that we make not to, allow our children become independent and autonomous. Because really, if your child is skilled, if you've raised your child, if you've put in the work at the time where it is important, when your children, this point that we're talking about right now, come for the Skill Up Challenge, join the Skill Up Show, bring your child to the mastermind. When your children are 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 13, this is the time where they are learning those skills, where they're internalizing. This is the time that you can still mold them. This is the time that you can still influence them. This is the time that their brain is pumped up and ready to learn and all of that. We're saying to you, toddler parents, 0 to 5, can you stay in there putting all the work? Okay, if you miss anything, it's okay. 6 to 13, can you work with us? Let's help you. Let's support you. Let's get this right. Before your children become igidigba by teenagers that know and they insist on what they want, it's much more difficult to influence a teenager than it is to influence a young child or to influence a preteen. I beg you, parents. The influence of their peers is not so great yet. Okay, you will be amazed when your children become teenagers. Your children will move you to the 5th floor of influence. Yes, they will move you to the 5th floor in the circle of influence, and you'll be amazed at one child that puts his trousers on the top of his that puts trouser beneath his bum, and you will be shocked that this is the person that is influencing your child that went to the best school in the world, your child that you cross all the oceans and all the rivers of the world to take them after you have left and abandoned your entire life, your child that is making you take on 2, 3 jobs just so that you can give them a life. You will realize you get to a point that it is the boy that has his trouser on his thigh. It is the girl that has, I don't even want to go there. You'll be amazed that these are the people that your child is listening to. And why is this? Because you did not spend the time to make your children know who they are at the point where they are 0 to 5. You did not spend the time at the point where they are 6 to 13, skilling them up, making them understand what their kingship is, making them understand that they are leaders, they are kings, they make decisions, they lead people, and they do not listen to commoners. If you don't spend time doing the work right now, what you realize is you will do the work for the rest of your life. And that's where you begin to say, I'm doing it for the children. What can we do? When you have children, you never get to rest. Nothing like that. When you have children, a time will come, you become baby girl, and your children, you're the one throwing the tantrums, and your children are the ones saying, oh, mommy, it's okay. It's okay. Who told you that you need to wait till your child is 40 and becomes the MD of a bank for you to feel good? And who says that your children taking care of you or making you feel good is because they send you money or they pay your DST or whatever bills, or they send you ticket to travel? By that time, your knees will be paining you. You don't need the trips anymore. By that time, it's not sickness. I'm not calling sickness, but at that time, whether we like it or not, natural factors would have come in, and then the list of your problem will be to travel from one country to the other. You just want to be where you are, like everybody, leave me, I'm fine here. Where is the love? Where is the kind words? Where are the birthday presents, not present? Where are the birthday presents? Who is calling me? Who is making time to be with me? Who is taking their entire family just to come and be with grandma? Who is on leave and is deciding, I want to just go and stay with my mother during my annual leave? parents, who said that all that you need to do is to raise your children and then take them to best school so that they can make money, so that they can buy you car and everything? So you are still there. You are still there where you want to raise children that will buy you car that you will not be able to drive and will mean nothing to you in a couple of years from now. If I'm joking, look for your mother and ask her and find out if some of these things that are your problem right now are the things that are their problems. All right, so parents, we need to raise the children, and this is the time to teach our children about excellence. Number two, you need to model to your children what excellence is. I know it can be difficult. I know you have programmed yourself over the years to do it anyhow. You like to go to work at 9 o'clock when they say resume at 7. You like to drag around. Your children even say to you, Mommy, are you not going to work today? I better leave me, Jeremy, I'm tired and everything. This is what you, dear mother, you are saying to your child. I will go in my office, I'm the one that comes early, when I even go that 10 o'clock. Your children are laughing, right? Your children are laughing that you are not going to work. And your children have conversations with their friends and say, my mom, that one, she will not even go to the office till it's 11 o'clock. I don't even know. Your children know this about you. Then you want to come and sit down. You come and say to them, we after all the school fees they pay, you cannot even pass what? Pass what? He's chilling also when his classmates are going to class. Is that not how you chill at home also when your mates are going to work? All right, so we need to understand you're raising children. It's not so much about your expectations or your, your intentions or what you say out of your mouth. It's more of what you do. It's how you model the things that you want to see in them. I remember the other day, just the day before yesterday, on Saturday. So our son runs the mastermind. We run the mastermind together, and he does most of the groundwork, all the researches and all the researches and all of the data work. He does all the data work with the mastermind. I am just the matron, and I follow up. I do the accountability and all of that, And then it was Saturday, and they were supposed to have their, what do they call it? You're supposed to have their study group. So the study group is what they do. They come in with whatever problems you're having in school in a particular subject. It's optional. So on Saturday, if you're having any trouble, you come into the study group and then you study math or science or English or something together. So the kids just work on their own. The ones who know it will explain, give their own ideas of how to solve that problem and all of that. And then he said, oh, Mommy, I don't think I can do the study group today because I'm prepared. And his father from his room heard him and said, why won't you do the study group? Are your partners expecting you to have the study group today? And he said, yes, then you do it. And he's like, but Dad, it's no, he's like, no, if you are supposed to do it, then you do it. You do it and all that, but then again, he didn't have to. So he was just going to say to the partners, we're not having it today. But what he ended up doing is he sent a message to the group and said to the partners, is there anyone who's got any challenge that wants to come to the study group today? Please holler at me so that we can go into the Google Classroom. Now, none of the kids said they wanted to. So you see, it's different for him to just say, I'm not doing, as opposed to, but he has people who are holding him accountable and making him understand. If you have a commitment, you will show up to that commitment. This is what we're talking about. And the father cannot say that to him. If every day he's going to school, he misses his father lying down on his bed. Even for his mother who works at home, he sees me wake up in the morning, I have my bath and I sit down at this workstation when he's leaving for school. Or he sees me in my jogging outfit out to go and walk out and all of that. So yes, you must model what you want to see in your children. All right, very, very key. We are out of time. Okay, we have part 2 and part 3 of this particular topic. Next week, in the next 3 weeks, we're going to be on this topic. But so let me just rush the last 3. I said I was giving you 5. Number 3 is introduce your children to skills. Introduce skills to them after, what did I even write here? So it basically introduce skills to your children, okay? So introduce the skills that you want your children to apply excellence. Excellence is not applied in a vacuum. So you can't sit down there and be telling your children, do you know us? In this family, we are excellent. We are excellent in this family. This family is an excellent family. What are you talking about? Introduce the skills that your children need to demonstrate excellence in, okay? So if your children have to be introduced to chore. Introduce them. Why am I saying if? Your children must be introduced to chores. Introduce your children to chores and tell them we do our chores excellently. So this is how it works in my home. My daughter is 7. She started doing her dishes and all of that. She started practicing since she was 2. By the time she was 3, she was spilling water all over the place. By the time she was 4, she would stay in there. She would take longer. The time that it would take you to wash 5 dishes, it would take my daughter to wash 1. But hey, she will wash that one. When she finishes, you will see her take her finger. She will streak through the front, she will go to the back, she will streak again. So when you see my both children washing dishes, what you see them do, we still, don't worry, we're in third world Africa. Okay, in my home, we still do dishes, okay? So we don't use a dishwasher yet. Okay, so when you see my children washing dishes, doing washing their plates after they eat or doing the dishes, you will watch them. You will see them finish. They will drop the sponge. They will rinse, and you see them go with their finger. They will streak this way and streak that way, just to be sure that there is no oil left in there. If it is, you will see them. They will remain there until they finish. So what you want to do is whatever so introduce the skill. Introduce that thing that your children will have to practice excellence on, and then stay in there with them. Do not bother introducing too many skills. Stay in there with them on that one until do it every now and then. I'm not saying stay in there. I'm not going anywhere today until you do that thing right. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is we are going to learn that skill for a period. So sometimes you want to introduce 2 skills at the same time. So they are learning how to wash the plates, and they are learning how to, probably boil yam or something at the same time. Do you understand? Just so that you can stay in there until they come through with that skill. Number 4, create environments where your children can practice. So you've introduced the skill, whether it's their personal skill, they're learning basketball, they're learning football, they're learning a sport or a game, and in musical instruments, they are whatever, public speaking, whatever it is that your children are in tune with, that they love, that they enjoy doing. Now you need to create the platform, and then create that platform and be there to help them. Create a platform for them so that they can practice. It is through practice that mastery happens. And that is how they're able to apply excellence. Very key. And then the last but not the least, is teach them to want more. Have I given you 5 yet? Okay, create their environment and teach your children to want more. Meaning raise the bar every time. Don't let your children settle. That is what we are known for in this part of the world, mediocrity. People just do a little thing and they are happy and they are cool, and every time they remind you. I read some of those comments. Sometimes you're on social media and you're flipping through, and you just see certain things and you laugh. You see someone that people are talking about, morality and all of that, and someone wakes up and the person just says, even people that do not know, they have nothing to their name, they want to come and talk to me, because our values we've eroded our values so badly that we think that it is the size of your pocket that determines what you should say or what you should do in the society. Please pack well. Okay, let's not go there. So, but basically, parents, it's not the size of the size of their pocket. You make money. It's not justification that you do anyhow in this life. Teach your children that there is the place of, is this the right food I am putting out? And if God were to be here, would God be happy with me? I'm going to stop here today. And I can't wait to see you in the next Skill Up show next Monday at 1 p.m., where we will be looking at the second part of how you can help your child be excellent. In fact, we'll be looking at how you can help your child be excellent in their academics. Thank you very much for everyone who showed up here. Oh, okay. I see you all. Thank you for joining me, Kema. Thank you. Oluwatoyin, good afternoon, ma'am. It's good to have you. Mary, thank you very much. Amarachi, Longman, Agnes, I can't see any question. Dr. Mola, thank you. Tracy, everyone who joined, thank you very much. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. I can't see any right now, so I'm not taking any because I can't see. My name is Maribeth Chima. I am super excited to be a part of your parenting journey, even in the slightest, simplest, tiniest way, because it is my joy to see that your children thrive. Let's meet at the top. Thank you very much and have a blessed rest of the day. Oh my goodness, did I tell you we just launched a book, or we just launched 2 books? Yes, we just launched our book. We just launched our book. You know, I just launched a storybook, an amazing, amazing, amazing storybook that has a bunch of African Christmas stories. You know, those Christmas experiences that we had, that our grandparents had 40, 50 years ago. We have put a collection of those stories, how we celebrated Christmas with Egungun around, where we had to be chased, where grandpa had to be chased, right? And he had to run to his grandma's house to go and hide so that the masquerade does not take him to the evil forest. These are the kind of stories. We have created a fiction story from real life stories. Yes, you know me, I like to connect. All right, our children need to hear our stories. Our children, stop telling your children, I will take you back to Africa if you do not do the right thing because you're in America. Stop making them feel like you're hanging on a tree. We're not hanging on a tree around here. Tell them that they are memories. You have good memories of home too. It is your heritage. It does you no good destroying your heritage. Yes, they can have 1,000 citizenship, but hey, let them understand their roots and let them know that there is a root, and that root was beautiful. That root is beautiful. So let's tell those stories. Let's tell them those stories. Let's tell them those memories, those experiences, what made home home for you once upon a time. That's what we've tried to do in this book. We've put a collection of stories that you can tell your children during Christmas. You can read together during the Yuletide. So it's a beautiful, beautiful book that you want to put in that box when you give them their Christmas present. I tell you, they will be happy with you. And I just talked about goals and planning and all of that. Why shouldn't your 6-year-old start creating goals, even if it's 1 or 2 goals? Why should your 12-year-old not have goals every day? What are you talking about? Are you going to breastfeed these children forever? Let them wake up and create goals. Let them achieve those goals. That's where their confidence comes from. That's where their self-esteem comes from. Your ability to create goals and achieve those goals. Stop allowing your children be indifferent. Some of you, he doesn't like it. It's because you have raised him to be indifferent. And he doesn't even like to attend all this program. It's because you have raised him to think that the only important thing is tapping soccer or playing video games. You are raising your child not to think that he belongs in the boardroom or he belongs on the table where policies are being made. You have taught him that he belongs where he can only booga. Please, parents, teach your children that even the people that booga end up sitting down in boardrooms. And if you do not sit, if you cannot be powerful in those boardrooms, you can sing all the songs and play all the football and do all the whatever, you will still struggle. Okay? You will still struggle because eventually these people retire. And if you don't know what it means to sit down and have good, real conversations, eventually you will only be popular. You won't even be impactful, and neither would you be able to create wealth that is sustainable. Let me leave it here today. Thank you very much for being here, and we do not take it for granted. So you can order the books. So you can order the books. So we have the journal where your children can create this. The journals have got affirmation for every day. They've got things that will boost your children every day. They wake up. Hey, sweetie, get up from your bed. It's time to move. Hey, sweetie, get up from the bed. It's time to go hug mommy. Hey, sweetie, get up from your bed. It's time to go change the world. We have all of those kind of boosters to boost your children every morning. They wake up and all of that, and then they can plan their day, and hey, they can start learning how to journal. And it's such a beautiful thing to add to their collection. Let them start documenting. When you need to create portfolio, go back there and create portfolios for your children. All right, so each of this book is 4,000 naira. The journal is 4,000 naira. The Christmas story is 4,000 naira. But if you're ordering both of them, you can have both of them for 7,000 naira. After the pre-order that ends after 2 weeks, you're going to have to buy these things for 5,000 naira. So why don't you rather save 3,000 right now and order both copies for 7,000? Remember, pre-order is just for 2 weeks. It's from now to the end of November. And we want the books in your hands before Christmas so that you can put them in the Christmas, collection or box or whatever it is that you want to give to your children as Christmas presents. Thank you very much. Have a blessed rest of the day. My name is Mary Bachima and I'm signing out. Thank you.